Picture this. You're at dinner. Your kid's been struggling in school with math. You've heard the teacher mention it a few times, and without even realizing it, you started saying things like, "Don't worry, math just isn't your thing." You mean it kindly. You're trying to take the pressure off. But here's what's happening underneath. Every time you say it, you're programming a prediction, and that kid is absorbing every word of it. Now flip it. Think about a manager you've had, not the one who pushed paperwork at you all the time, the one who looked you in the eye and said, "I know you can handle this." And you walked out of that meeting feeling more confident, working harder, and somehow becoming the version of yourself they already saw. That's not a coincidence. That's the Pygmalion Effect. And once you see how it works, you'll never use your expectations carelessly again. Today, we're covering the Pygmalion Effect, what it is, what the research says about how it shows up at home and at work, and 3 ways to use the Pygmalion Effect to lift the people around you. So what is the Pygmalion Effect? It's a psychological phenomenon where higher expectations lead to higher performance. It takes its name from Greek mythology. Pygmalion was a sculptor who carved a statue of a woman so perfectly that he fell in love with her and wished her to life. His belief was so powerful, it changed reality. The modern version is a little less dramatic, but the mechanism is the same. What you believe about someone shapes how you treat them, and how you treat them shapes what they become. The flip side also has a name, the Golem Effect. Low expectations, lower performance. It works in both directions. In 1965, Robert Rosenthal and Lenore Jacobson ran an experiment in a California elementary school. They told teachers that certain students were, quote-unquote, growth spurters, kids poised for an intellectual leap, based on a test called the Harvard Test of Inflected Acquisition. The test was not real, and the students were chosen at random. By the end of the school year, the students labeled as spurters, particularly in first and second grade, showed significantly higher IQ gains than their peers. First graders improved their scores by more than 27 points on average. The researchers concluded it wasn't the kids who were different, it was what the teachers believed about them. That finding was published in a 1968 study in the Urban Review titled Pygmalion in the Classroom. Now take that same dynamic and drop it into every workplace you've ever been in. A 2000 meta-analysis published in the Journal of Organizational Behavior titled Pygmalion in Work Organizations reviewed 13 studies and found an overall strong effect of manager expectations on subordinate performance. When managers held higher expectations for their employees, those employees performed better, and the effect was strongest when starting performance was low. That last part matters. The people with the most room to grow are also the most responsive to being believed in. Rosenthal identified the 4 things that change when a leader holds high expectations. They create warmer emotional environments, they give more specific feedback, they teach more challenging material, and they give people more time to respond. None of these 4 things require an advanced degree, and every single one of them is a choice you can make right now. Here are 3 ways to put the Pygmalion Effect to work starting today. First, say the belief out loud and mean it. The Pygmalion Effect only works when the belief is real. Teachers in the original study didn't know they were treating kids differently. It happened because they genuinely thought those kids had potential. So the move is not to fake it. It's to find something you actually believe in about the person in front of you and name it. Tell your kid you noticed how they stuck with the problem even when it was hard. Tell your teammate you picked them for this project because you know they can figure things out under pressure. Specific, genuine, and direct lands the best. Vague encouragement just drifts. The belief changes your behavior changes theirs. Tip number 2, give harder things to more people. One of Rosenthal's 4 factors, teachers gave the spurters more challenging material. Most of us do the opposite. We protect people from difficulty to keep things moving, or because we quietly don't expect them to handle it. And in doing so, we cap their potential. Start paying attention to who you're giving stretch opportunities to, not just the obvious high performers. Pick someone who's been underestimated by you or by someone else and hand them something real, not busy work, a problem worth solving. Watch what happens when someone realizes you think they can handle it. And tip number 3, audit the low expectation signals you're sending without knowing it. The most damaging part of the Golem effect is that it's invisible. Teachers in the study didn't know they were treating the two groups differently. Managers don't know either. Do you give shorter answers to some people than others? Skip over someone in a meeting? Fix their work without explaining why? Those are expectation signals, and they're programming those people. Once a week, maybe on Friday afternoon when you're wrapping up, spend 2 minutes asking yourself, who did I underestimate this week? Who did I give less to? Then make one correction before the week closes. That 2-minute habit will change how you show up as a partner, a parent, and as a leader. Remember, your expectations are not passive. They are instructions you are issuing constantly through your tone, your assignments, your silences, your eye contact. People rise to meet what you believe is possible for them. So decide deliberately what you believe. Give that belief to someone who needs it this week and watch what happens. Your move.